Hi everybody, PlanetWalls here. I'm just about to start playing round 3 of Classic League Qualifier Tournament 2013 4, whatever it is. We're going to be playing against Blue Diamonds again. We have played this gentleman twice before in previous qualifier tournaments. He is playing a Gush Bond build that has kill conditions in Jace, Tezzeret / Time Vault, and Blightsteel. I feel like we can win if we get a Magus of Unseen down with a Meddling Mage naming Lightning Bolt. I don't think we can lose then. He has libraries, which are kind of dangerous. After board, he will probably bring in Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast, Lightning Bolts. Maybe Surgical Extractions. I doubt it, though. A lot of our cards are good against him, in other words. So this will be fun. He's got Gifts Ungiven. It'll be a fun break from the Affinity matchups, and hopefully it goes well. See you in the round. All right, and we are back and ready to go. So I'm going to wish our opponent good luck. And this hand sucks. If I had another land, it would be okay. He has a Strip Mine. He has no Wastelands, which is important. This hand definitely needs a little bit more than it has, though. You know, the worst part is if we had a white source, I would keep this easily. And so I actually have 2 turns to draw a white source, and the Grafdigger's Cage does have some utility against him because of Tinker, Blightsteel. So I'm considering keeping this still. Let's go nuts. I'm not mulliganing this. Gotta force a will. I'm feeling bold today. I would love to Pithing Needle a Scalding Tarn or something. That would be pretty sexy. Mana Vault? Here's the question. Do we counter that? I don't think so. White source? And we came through. Okay. So that's pretty good. I could have let off with a Flooded Strain and a Tundra, but I think that's a bad idea. So if we make it through this one Tinker situation, we're in good shape. Whoa, virus update. Cool. Maybe he'll just cast a Tezzeret with counter backup or something. Hell, anything's possible. Or maybe he'll cast nothing. That's also a possibility. He doesn't have any black, notably. And that's really good for us. I'm casting that now. That means maybe we want to play the Pride Mage. I mean, I take it he's going to want to mana drain whatever we cast here. And then if he's going to force that, it means he has to pitch another card. I kind of want to play the Meddling Mage, but what would I name if I played Meddling Mage? Because I think he would mana drain it. I guess I could name Gush. That's another thing he could play right now. He could tap to Gush and then mana drain. And then land a Jace on his turn. I'm actually considering naming Jace with a Meddling Mage. Maybe it'd be better to name Lightning Bolt. Wouldn't you have cast Jace that turn, though? That leads me to believe he doesn't have Jace. Yeah, that's... So what would he have done? Would he have had a Tezzeret or a Jace? I think he would have just cast it. Or a Tinker. So I don't think he has any of those. And he doesn't have green. I guess he's probably just got a handful of counter spells. So if this resolves, I might actually name Mana Drain. If, however, it does not resolve, it's probably because he Mana Drains. And then I'll name something else, probably like Jace. Okay. So he does let it resolve. That's why I think I name Lightning Bolt now. I don't think I followed my own logic there, but that's okay. figure if he didn't do anything last turn, he's not going to do anything this turn either. Maybe that's wrong, because now he's got 6. He can hard cast a Force, but he could have done that last turn, so, you know, who's to say what's going on here? And now Venser's online, which is pretty good. The question is, do I want to play this Pride Mage here, or do I keep a Venser up? I think I go ahead and play the Pride Mage. Wouldn't he have countered what I was doing last turn? I assume he would have, but maybe not. If he had Tinker... I mean, maybe what's going on is that the Grafdigger's Cage actually disrupted the Tinker plan. That's totally possible. Could actually cast another Meddling Mage right now, which maybe would be the right play. I'm actually going to think about doing that. My wife nods her head cryptically.
I really should think about it.
Okay, so he has no more Lightning Bolt access. So what am I scared of now, Jace? My wife laughs again.
It's not like a 2-year-old.
Mana Drain? I said it was gonna... Maybe I keep the Venser... I probably don't. One of the other things that I have to worry about is Vault Key. And the question is, like, could he do both those in the same turn? Yeah, he probably could. That would make me want, I guess, to have Venser a little bit more. Because he has black this turn, which means he's going to Vampiric Tutor for something. That's really what I think. I'm just nervous about taking myself off Pride Mage, in other words. But naming Jace does seem pretty good. Okay, so let's say he has a Vampiric Tutor. What's he going to do? Because I think he does have a Vampiric Tutor. I think he's going to find probably like a Gush or a Tinker or a Vault Key piece. And I can still counter it. Finding Gush would be bad. Maybe he finds a Planeswalker, he finds like Jace. Yeah, it depends on whether he's got a Jace situation or if he's got a Vault Key situation. I actually think he's going to have a Jace situation happening here, and I'm going to just go ahead and... I'm going to find another Tundra before I find the Underground. I'm going to name Jace. If this gets countered, though, I'm just going to let it. I'm starting to doubt that feeling. Do I really want to let this just get countered? Because no longer does this mean a Vampiric Tutor is happening. Okay, that's fine. Let it go. Our clock speeds up a little now. Hopefully you guys get to hear the sound of brewing coffee, which is very exciting. I think I let this resolve. I don't see a reason why not to.
Brewing coffee is exciting.
Brewing coffee is exciting. Now he's on the library plan, which is scary though. And if that mana vault stays down, then... Oh man, and it's going to... 2 more turns, that means we kill him in 3 turns. But he's going to discard a Blightsteel? Nope, just a land. That means he must have a lot of lands in his hand. We definitely drop this here. Oh, that was some serious lag. Okay. Having a Venser here feels pretty good, actually. Now he's got 8 cards in hand. I could Venser to bounce something so that he couldn't use library. I think that that's wrong. Yeah, that's okay. What is this, Fast Bond? Regrowth targeting Gush? Do I care how many cards are in his hand? Because if I spend the Venser, I can't force. The Gush just doesn't... I mean, he's just trying to draw answers right now, right? I think I try to Venser this for the reason that it speeds up his clock. No, but then I might not draw another force. At this point, he has to have enough counter backup, right? He spent 1 force, but he probably has another. And maybe I let this happen so I have double counter backup. Let's see, hang on. Let's think about the clock here, though. He goes down to 8. I swing. Or I put him at 5, then he goes down to 8. Or I'm sorry, then he goes down to 4. It would probably be at least relevant to have another Venser down. Have another creature down. Like, I think he's got to be looking for a Jace or the Time Vault combo. Yeah, let's let him gush. No, we want to draw another blue card here. That was another blue card, but that might also be relevant. And I also think he probably has a lightning bolt in his hand because otherwise he wouldn't let the meddling mage resolve. This is, if this gets mental misstepped, it means he goes down more life. Okay. What information does that give me? Because at this point, Tinker for... Okay, because I could name Time Vault or Jace here. Jace, I don't think, can kill me. No, Jace could bounce a Meddling Mage and then Lightning Bolt the Kasali Pride Mage. Time Vault Key could happen and kill me if he had both those cards. The question is, do I want to protect this combo? Because on his turn, when he's playing the Jace... he doesn't even have 4 lands out. Like, does it matter if I counter this or counter the next thing? I'm not worried about Vault Key. I'm only worried about Jace or, I guess, Tezzeret right now. Yeah, maybe that means getting this down right now is... Or getting the Pithing Needle down is better. He's got it. That's fine. I would have named Jace with that, for the record. Okay, that means he can't even cast a Jace this turn unless he plays... I'm okay with that. I guess he could play a Fast Bond. But it deals 1 to him for each land, right? That's fine. find an answer. I guess it looks like his deck is just doing nothing. I don't know what's happening. He could even, in theory, die to Mana Vault if he kills one of my guys, especially if he Force Wills something. Okay, and he concedes. So there's game one. I thought a lot about it because a lot of things could have happened. Well, you saw what happened. Okay, so what do we bring aboard? I think we bring the Mind Sensors in. Are Apostle's Blessing and Face Shield important? Maybe the Blessing is... Because, like, my theory is that he's going to be bringing in maybe, like, a Nature's Claim or two, and he's going to be bringing in these things. Probably more like Ancient Grudge, which makes Yixlid Jailer a possibility, but not extraordinarily so. Yixlid Jailer does deal with the Yawgmoth's Will as well. The Detention Sphere still might be important. Engineered Explosives doesn't do very much against him. It can kill Fastbond. And then, like, Soul Rings and stuff. I'm at least cutting one of these. The Grafdigger's Cage just keeps him from tinkering out Blightsteel, which isn't extraordinary. The Mind Sensors are sort of better at that. Like, I'd rather just bring in the Steel Sabotage, I think. Plus I have the Magi, the Unseen, which are really hard for him to deal with. Caselli Pride Mage is good against him. Venser isn't extraordinary. I guess it's sometimes uncounterable because of... I'm going to cut the Skull Clamp. I think it's just too mana intensive and we just want to screw him with Pithing Needles. It's like these cards I might still want to bring in and I have to board some stuff out too. The Azorius Guildmage seems pretty strong against him, late game. Revoker is strong. A lot of our cards are good against him. So I think I cut probably one Venser. I could foreseeably cut the other Engineered Explosives. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. But then the question is, do I bring in a Detention Sphere, like, to deal with Planeswalkers? Maybe. I have better ways to deal with Planeswalkers, I think. They also deal with Blightsteel. So does Venser, for that matter. Then there's also a Null, which can counter Fastbond, or it can counter some other things. I think I'm okay with the way this looks. We're going to be on the draw, so a Null is a little worse. He's got a lot of one cast to counter. And Detention Sphere is actually not great because of Red Elemental Blast and Blue Elemental Blast. So maybe I do cut one of them. I have trouble dealing with permanents now, but I think that that's okay. We have to bring in Venser again then to deal with it. I recognize that Venser can also be dealt with Red Elemental and Blue Elemental Blast. My point being that it can at least counter something on the stack if I have a Cavern of Souls. I'm a little scared about Detention Sphering and then getting everything... Detention Sphering and then getting it killed. So this hand is, again, another one-lander that seems pretty bad unless I have another land in the next two draws. Everything is a 3-drop. I don't have a Force Will in this hand, which makes the difference, I think. So we're mulling this. Oh god. We'll keep this, because we have the Force. But I'm not very happy about it. And I probably just cast that right now. My guess is that he actually could have cast something that turn, but wanted to get in library mode, which is actually really hard for me to get out of. Oh god, now he's going to be in double library mode? That's really rough. So I could definitely lose this game to multiple libraries. It's like he was just able to Ancestral without casting a spell. Though it did involve him not playing lands that can actually do things he wants to do for a while, so that's okay. I feel like that's something I should counter. Because it could be tinkered right now into something. He only has 6 artifacts in his deck. One of them is the Blightsteel, so Tinker is only situationally good for him. That's fine. Do I counter that? I think I do, because I need to keep the pressure on. And this Venser is kind of awkward in my hand. I don't know if I'm going to draw another land anytime soon. We did, which is also awkward. So we're like just sort of sitting here, and he's got 7 cards in hand. I guess it's possible that not countering the Lightning Bolt was right and keeping that for something else, but he's got so many cards in hand, I guess I feel like he has to have counter backup. Apparently he doesn't have a Jace, because I definitely would have cast one right there if I had been him. And I want him to bolt the Pride Mage over a Meddling Mage, so let's let this happen. He's going to hit it with a bolt. Okay, so there's the bolt. Fine, now we can't mana drain. And we are going to drop this little gentleman. Okay, he draws a card, that's fine. What do we name here? Nothing. Okay. So we have basically no action. He's got 7 cards in hand. He could have 9 right now if he activated the other library in response. Not sure why he isn't doing that. I'm going to crack this fetcher, though. That's unfortunate. Okay. So I'd say this game is probably a loss, but I'm going to fight through nonetheless, because we have caverns and stuff. If we draw a cavern, we can fight through a counter wall. Maybe I should have kept that first 1-lander, at least had a Magus of the Unseen in it. I feel like the first game went exactly according to plan. Like we were able to stall out his removal and then just sort of sit there as most of his cards did nothing. In this game, he got libraries online quickly. We had to mulligan. I used a counterspell questionably, I guess, but I think I would have just sat here as he drew cards if I didn't try to put pressure down. Yeah, Jace. So now we need to, like, draw a Revoker and a Cavern of Souls. And this Flooded Strand becomes more valuable now because it can reject a Fate Seal. That's scary. Oh, there's the Cavern. Yeah, let's just see what's going to happen here. So he's drawn 11, probably, more cards than us. Something like that. We have fetch lands, so it's hard to tell. this game is trouble. And now he's going to take infinite turns and Jace us out. Okay, so in case you're unfamiliar with what's going to happen here, he's just going to keep untapping this and take as many turns as he needs. Okay, so we lost game 2. Do I feel good about the way this deck looks? I could bring in a null, which is a little bit better in the play. That's probably right to do. What do I cut, though? I'm not sure what to cut. I mean, Guild Mage, like I said, it seems pretty good, especially near the end of the match. I'm not sure if that's right the more I think about it. Detention Sphere still seems dangerous to me. Engineered Explosive still seems weak. It just seems like our permanents deal with things better than, you know, like Revoker. There's this Guild Mage I'm looking at. There's the Mind Sensors. What does Mind Sensor deal with? It deals with Tinker, Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, and then Fetch Lands. I feel like we need to bring it in. It's also white. Vendilion Click is good too, though. Like, the problem we're suffering here is that everything seems so good. This doesn't seem quite as good in the early game, but it's pretty good later on. Like, is Pithing Needle just worse than an Azorius Guild Mage? Might be just because it's easy to counter. I don't know. I'm not feeling good about this decision here. I feel like we need this against Planeswalkers. Like, I could cut a Trinket Mage. Maybe that's the way to go here. It's a little slow. Wow, this is a whole lot of nothing very, very quickly. Look at that hand. God, I wish we just had something. I think we have to mulligan this. We don't have any action. That's a lot better. Don't you feel good about me mulling there? I do. Okay, so I'm going to drop something on turn 1. And I think it's probably going to get misstepped, so I would rather drop this. Oh, it didn't. So I just went ahead and did the Pithing Needle thing, and I'm naming Jace right off the bat. I could also name something like Misty Rainforest. That would be kind of fun to try, but it's probably wrong. I think Jace is right. I guess if he drops a Misty or a Scalding Tarn, we'll regret having flipped a coin for which one to name. That just seems like it probably would have been the wrong play. Okay, so he's got a quick start too. Huh. Okay, so I think we try to drop this little guy. Huh. That's really interesting. So we could definitely still lose this game, because he could Lightning Bolt or Elemental Blast this thing, and then Tinker us. Like, the alternative is to drop this, and then kill something on his turn. But he's got two things to Tinker away right now. So if he's got Tinker... Okay, what happens if he has Tinker? This is hard. Because I don't want him to bolt anything. Oh, man. Because I think he has Bolt or Red Elemental Blast, probably. Well, I guess he can't do that and Tinker at the same time. Alright. This is what I'm throwing down there, and it could just get killed. I guess the odds of him having an Elemental Blast or Pyroblast or Lightning Bolt are much higher than him having the Tinker in his hand, and maybe I should not have led with this. But I just don't know why I would have kept this hand. Okay, well, now if he tinkers this... If he has both, I just lose. And that's just the way it goes. But he didn't. But we just keep drawing lands, which is bad. Okay, so game 3 is not looking good for us right now because one of our sweet kill cons was just murdered, and he's sitting with a lot of mana out. God, I really don't want him to have all that mana, but if he ever taps the Mana Vault and doesn't do anything exciting, I'm gonna kill the Soul Ring, I think. Okay, so he did have a fetch. That sucks. And there's the Tinker that we were afraid of. So if the Magus had made it, we would have... Maybe I should have played the Pride Mage first. It's really hard to say. I think I made an okay decision there, but... Because he just wouldn't have killed the Pride Mage. He would have just waited till I had the Magus and killed it. He even has mana open right now. So I guess I feel okay about that. We're going to crack this to increase the odds of drawing something relevant. And we want to see a Venser, a Steel Sabotage, a Venser, a Steel Sabotage, a Magus of the Unseen, or an Azorius Guildmage. So we actually have some outs here, but there just aren't that many of them. So here goes nothing. Let's draw something cool. That isn't very cool. Okay, so now I kind of wish I'd kept what am I trying to say? I wish I'd kept Skull Clamp in, because then I'd at least be able to draw a card, draw 2 cards to increase the odds of us living. Ooh, this is definitely dumped down, isn't it? Yeah, let's try to make that happen. He should counter this if he can. It's going to be Mana Drain. Yeah, okay. So, let's pass the turn, and we're going to get... Now, Magus the Unseen no longer saves us, so we need to find a Venser. If he has a blue Elemental Blast, I guess we die. I think I'm okay with that. Or Lightning Bolt, we die. Looks like he does. Okay. So it looks like we lose, and that's that. So I might drop from the tournament, not sure, probably won't. I'll probably play at least one more round. We'll look at our next card to see if maybe it would have been a good idea to... Nah, that wouldn't have done anything. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.